What's up, y'all? It's me. It's Kayla. Before I get into this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I post videos every week about my life, weight loss, wellness, and my journey to self-love and happiness. Also, hit the little bell icon. It notifies you every time I post a new video. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Weight loss can be hard, and it can also be very easy. Once you're in the swing of things, time goes by fast, you're dropping weight, you're dropping inches, like life is great, everything's fine. But like all of us, we will all fall off the wagon at some point in time. Maybe you've only fallen off the wagon for a couple of days, maybe a weekend, maybe a week, months, maybe even a year. Falling off the wagon happens to everyone. The thing is, it's harder for some people to get back on. In my opinion, if you're losing weight with a low-carb diet, it is a lot harder to jump back in the wagon if you've been eating carbs galore. The reason why I think it can be really hard when you jump back after a carb bender is because all of that sugar just makes you so much hungrier, and all you want is more sugar and breads and Pop-Tarts and cupcakes and donuts. Like, I've been there. But when you're on a low-carb diet and you're getting into the groove of things and you're in ketosis, your need for those goes away completely, but it can be really hard to jump back on. I am no stranger to a carb bender, whether it's just a weekend or 6 months. I've been there, done that many times, and I will do it again. But I have pretty much put it down to a science. Okay, not a science, but it's almost like I have a sure way that I know in a week I'll be in ketosis and I'll be great and my carb cravings will be gone. So I just wanted to share that with you. This is my, I don't know, my fave keto meal plan, but this is not actually a meal plan. I'm just going to share with you what I do after I've had a carb bender, no matter how long it is, and how I get back on track in a week. So the first 3 days after my carb bender, I do lazy keto. Lazy keto means different things to different people, but in my universe, lazy keto just means that you're eating low carb foods and you're eating them until you're not hungry anymore. I'm not counting carbs, I'm not counting calories, I'm not weighing or measuring anything. I'm just pretty much eating a bunch of low carb foods until I'm not hungry anymore. The reason I do this is just to give myself a break and to let me indulge in a bunch of low carb foods so I'm not hungry. I don't count calories. I don't care to know how many calories I'm eating, but I can almost guarantee that I'm not eating anywhere near the amount of calories and sugar as I was on my carb bender. So I'm going to tell you some of the meals that I'll eat, and yeah, you can just take it from there. So for breakfast, I'll either have some sort of keto pancakes. There are a ton of recipes out there. You can look for some, or I'll use some of my Carb Quick and use Walden Farms. No sugar, no calories, no carbs, no blah, 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 all of the chemicals, syrup on it. I'll maybe make a big omelet. I love making eggs. I'll make a bunch of eggs and bacon, or bacon and sausage, or sausage and put, onions and peppers and mushrooms in the eggs, just huge eggs. I'm not counting how many eggs. I'm just cracking them until, I can't see the bottom of the pan anymore. And this normally fills me up. This is probably my biggest meal of the day. I'm almost always eating some sort of egg or omelet creation, usually with bacon or sausage and a ton of veggies. For lunch, I'm always having a salad and meat. I'll either put chicken on that salad, shrimp on that salad, beef on that salad, steak, whatever. I'll maybe decorate it with some cheese, maybe some crumbled feta cheese, different vegetables. I'll use a low carb salad dressing, but I'm also not weighing out that dressing. So this lazy keto is probably a lot higher in carbs than you would be if you are doing like a strict keto diet. But coming off of a carb bender, you're eating very low carb, if you know what I mean. For dinner, I'll have things like a taco salad. I'll get shredded iceberg lettuce. I'll make some ground beef, put that on there, cheese, sour cream, guac, olives, onions, whatever in there, just load it up. That's also a very filling dish. I love dairy, so just a bunch of cheese, a bunch of sour cream on there with like a really fatty meat. You will not be wanting a tortilla once you're eating just a big bowl of lettuce, meat, cheese, dairy, and, you know, taco toppings. I'll also eat burgers without the bun, maybe wrapped in lettuce, maybe not, you know, load up on reduced sugar ketchup. That's really good. I can't have it anymore, but I would recommend going to get some of the Heinz reduced sugar ketchup. It's delicious and actually tastes better than normal ketchup. Mustard, mayo, cheese, tons of pickles. Eat all the pickles you want. Tons of pickles. I love eating burgers without the bun. That is definitely a good replacement, and it's something that I pretty much rely on when I'm doing lazy keto. Another easy one is just meat and veggies. Choose a vegetable and then choose a meat. I like to make pork chops. There's a bunch of pork chops, and then whatever veggie that I'm feeling at the time. Right now, I'm in love with squash. So squash, veggie, squash, meat, veggie, meat, veggie. Meat and veggie. If I don't want to cook or I'm in the mood for fast food, I always get Jimmy John's. I'll get a Jimmy John's unwich, which you can get any of their sandwiches in. An unwich is just wrapped in lettuce. If you don't have a Jimmy John's near you, I'm sure there's a sandwich place that does a lettuce wrap. But yeah, I normally get the JJ Gargantuan unwich, which takes me forever to eat, and I can separate it into mini meals, or if I'm intermittent fasting, it's just like one huge meal. There's also snacks. So I love snacking on peanut butter, cheese sticks, deli meat, enlightened bean crisps, pork rinds, all of that. Yum. Yes, give it to me now. And then for dessert, y'all know I love dessert. I'll have no sugar added fudge pops, or I'll eat an entire pint of enlightened ice cream. Like I said, this is a higher carb day than most would consider keto, but when you're coming off of a carb bender, you're pretty damn low carb, if you know what I mean. So those are the first 3 days. The first 3 days I just eat to my heart's content, my heart's desire. In that 3 days, I normally lose between 3 to 7 pounds. All the bloating is gone, and my cravings for carbs are almost non-existent. So that's the lazy keto portion. Is my favorite thing to do. And after the lazy keto portion, you all are most familiar with this because of my channel, but I'll do 4 days, 4 to 5 days if I can make it, but normally just 4 days of a fat fast. I'll either do an egg fast or a normal fat fast, or a combination of the cheesecake fast, fat fast, egg fast, and ice cream fast. I'll link all of those in the info card so you can check those out. The reason I like to do it in this order is because with lazy keto, I'm just eating whatever the hell I want as long as it's low carb until I'm full. But on the fat fast or egg fast, you are taking in a certain amount of calories. So you go from a carb bender to a low carb bender almost, to structured low carb, into whatever you're doing. This works so well for me. At the end of the week, I've lost almost 10 pounds, sometimes, depending on how bad the bender was, over 10 pounds, because, you know, water weight problems. But I love doing it this way. I go from out of control to in control, and then I do whatever plan I was doing. So after that, you can follow whatever macros, follow whatever exercise plan, do whatever you were gonna do. But that is a great way to get all of your shit together after you've been on a carb bender and you're trying to get back on the low carb wagon. I do preach about how much I love low carb and keto diets, but do know that it's not for everyone. If you find yourself binging on carbs very often to the point where you're not able to actually lose weight, you're just gaining and losing the same weight over and over, you might want to adjust what you're doing, maybe raise your carb limit, or maybe low carb isn't for you. Some people excel when they're not eating carbs. Other people don't. Maybe you need to incorporate some fruits and brown rice and, you know, good whole grain bread. Maybe you need that. So if it's not working for you, don't force it. It's not going to work for everyone, but I've had great success with it. Low carb is definitely not what I'll be doing for the rest of my life, but this is the only way that I care to lose weight. It makes a lot of sense for me. It has changed a lot of things about how I eat. Even now when I'm not eating low carb, I eat completely different than I did before I ever started low carb diets. So although I know that it's not for everyone and it's not for me in the long term, it definitely works for some people, and it worked for me, and I love it. And try it out. Try it out. And if you've tried it and tried it and tried it and it's not working, feel free to try something else. There are many different ways to lose weight out there. So that's all for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if it was helpful. That helps me a lot, lets me know what you want to see from this channel. Leave me a comment with some of your favorite keto recipes. You can never have enough keto recipes. Alright, I'll see you all later. I hope you get off that carb bender. It's rough, but you'll do it. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.